The world believes in a simple, almost seductive fallacy. We are taught from our earliest days, in classrooms and boardrooms alike, that clarity is king, that the message which is simplest, loudest, and most easily digested is the one that will inevitably triumph, that the clearest message wins. In this relentless fire hose of information, we've been conditioned to think that anything requiring effort is a message that has failed. This is a profound misunderstanding of human nature. It's a failure to recognize what truly captures the mind and, more importantly, the imagination. It mistakes being heard for being remembered. The most powerful ideas are not those immediately understood, served up on a platter for passive consumption. No, the ideas that truly take root, the ones that shift perspectives and inspire action, are those that demand a moment of contemplation. They ask for a small investment of our attention. They arrive cloaked in a thin veil of mystery, not to obscure, but to invite. This isn't about being confusing or convoluted, it's about being compelling. This approach creates a subtle friction in the mind of the observer, a gentle cognitive dissonance that says, "Wait, what does that mean?" This friction generates curiosity. It's the spark that ignites engagement. It transforms a passive viewer into an active participant, pulled to solve a small puzzle. When someone invests their own mental energy to connect the dots, the conclusion they reach becomes their own. They don't just hear the idea, they possess it. Our plan begins here. Do not aim for absolute transparency. Aim for intrigue. We will present not a finished statement, but the beginning of a question. We will offer a lock and subtly suggest that they already hold the key. We will not lecture. We will not shout into the void, hoping our clarity cuts through the noise. Instead, we will craft an experience, a journey of discovery that feels personal, earned, and unforgettable. Imagine a young woman at a worn wooden desk, lit by a single lamp. She opens a small, unassuming black book. Her finger traces a single line. Her expression shifts. The hand trembles with the weight of the idea. The camera lingers, refusing to explain. This is the hook. What did she read? What power does that book hold? A deliberate withholding sets a tone of quiet confidence and depth. Not a flourish, a statement of fact. A 10-minute video is a miniature world with its own laws of time and space. To command it, be ruthlessly efficient, yet unhurried. Not a dozen. 3 potent daily laws as pillars. Each law gets its own scene, 1 to 2 minutes, for rhythm without losing depth. Linked in theme, distinct in texture, action, perception, strategy. We begin mid-conflict, build via small steps, and wield mystery. A complete, unhurried arc. When a crisis hits, don't start at page 1. Drop directly into the storm's eye, the point of maximum pressure. It's the place of greatest danger, but also of greatest leverage.
I lost the plan, both plans. I can't see the path forward.
A single word. It doesn't offer a solution. It offers a starting point, breaking the spell of inaction. A micro-action creates direction. It is a vote cast for movement over stagnation. You don't need the full map, just the next step. Action precedes clarity. The problem isn't solved, but the paralysis is broken. Don't untie the whole knot, just find one loose thread and pull. Our second law attacks the most seductive illusion of our time, the myth of overnight success. We are a culture obsessed with the quantum leap, the viral moment, the lottery win that changes everything. We scroll through feeds showcasing meteoric rises, believing that greatness arrives in a sudden, dramatic flash. But this is a dangerous fiction. It's a mirage that distracts us from the real, unglamorous path to achievement. Because true mastery doesn't shout. It whispers. It runs on small, consistent, often imperceptible moves. It's the daily practice, the extra repetition, the quiet hour before the world wakes up. It's the relentless accumulation of tiny efforts that, over time, compound into something extraordinary. This is the second law of mastery. Value the small. Consider this: a quiet studio, a young artist. For weeks, she has poured her soul onto this canvas. It is a large, complex canvas, a universe of color and form. Yet something feels off balance, a subtle dissonance she can't quite name. The composition is strong, the technique is sound, but the piece lacks a soul, a center of gravity. The temptation is to do something drastic, to slash a bold new line across the center, to introduce a shocking color. She resists the grand move. She knows that panic and frustration often lead to overcorrection, a desperate gesture that only deepens the chaos. Instead, she chooses a small, precise change, a decision born not of impulse, but of deep observation and quiet confidence. One stroke, almost an afterthought. And suddenly, the entire painting shifts on its axis. That tiny alien mark becomes the missing anchor, the single note that resolves the entire chord. Never underestimate the power of the minimal viable action. A small move can alter the entire game.
One stroke can change the whole idea.
We ground the idea in texture. We make the law tactile. Because this isn't an abstract concept, it's a physical reality. It's the feeling of the brush, the grain of the wood, the weight of the tool in your hand. Greatness is accumulation, not a singular leap. It is the patient layering of thousands of small, intentional acts. Each one on its own seems insignificant, but together, they build the cathedral. This is why power so often comes from precision, not force. From focus, not frantic energy. The amateur seeks to overwhelm the problem. The master seeks the single elegant solution. This requires a different set of virtues: patience, subtlety, incremental progress. It's the discipline to trust the process, even when the results aren't immediately visible. It's the faith that small wins, compounded over time, lead to an unstoppable momentum. The small move isn't just a part of the strategy, it is the strategy. It is the fundamental unit of progress. Human beings are creatures of inference. We need to complete patterns and solve puzzles. Engage the mind with elegant omission. A university room, the air of quiet authority.
Professor, one last question.
The answer is in the question you didn't ask.
She leaves a space for thought, not frustrated, energized. Incompleteness invites discovery. An open question is a hook in the mind. This isn't obscurity for its own sake. It's respect for cognition. The mind works tirelessly when given a worthy puzzle. You give a task, attention stays. Mystery engages the whole mind. A law breathes through a person, not a stereotype. A cast that reflects the world, specific, authentic, grounded.
I lost the plan. Try one small stroke. Tell me half.
This widens identification, turning ideas into usable tools. A disciplined aesthetic, sound, type, watermark, serves calm, confident immersion. One clear American voice, paced, confident, with deliberate pauses. Atmospheric score ebbs and flows, always beneath the words. Every key line subtitled, for focus, not just access. 10 minutes can feel like an eternity, held together by deliberate pacing. We modulate tension and release, gentle fades, brief black, and silence with intent. By the end, you are not drained, but centered. A powerful ending activates. Leave one concrete, immediately doable tool. Small, conclusive acts, shifts you can feel. Do not attempt every law. Today, choose one. Do one small thing. Try one small law today.